The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he could get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes
And on a chilly February night, the city of Chicago hot with anticipation for tonight's marquee game.
To the All-Star Exhibition Game. Let's meet the starters for the West. At forward, and now the starting lineup for the Eastern.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion, and that's something all Chicago. Players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Matt Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Mo inside, and Dominic Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. And that sends Michael Jordan to the free throw line.
Personal foul.
That one on English. Free throw good, Jordan. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And even 3-on-3 break. And Wilkins with the stuff. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Quick start here for the East All-Stars in this one. And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed, they do.
Totally unacceptable, inexcusable, the number of points they're allowing inside.
Kevin Marcameup checked in for the East.
Kevin Marcameup.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Malone, the pass to Olajuwon. Johnson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knocked away. They could use a bucket. Rebound, Wilkins. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? They double-team Johnson. Here's Malone. The West again cannot hit.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that.
He was all alone on that one. Wilkins has got his second bucket of the night.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks. No question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. Obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
Now, here's English. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Lever taking his time here. Here's Johnson. Takes it off the glass.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan scoring went through the roof.
2 minutes.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. Here's Johnson, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Pass to Olajuwon. Over McHale. And nothing is falling for him right now. The East leading by 22. Here's Jordan. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
So it's the West now. And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. and he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like him.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Cheeks checked in for Bird. Ainge comes in for Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Kevin McHale. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar checked in for Elijah. Worthy comes in for Malone. McDaniels checked in for English. And it's Drexler in for Magic Johnson. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history. Clark, and All-Star in every season of his career except one. And in that year, he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers. And so it's the East All-Stars in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star Game.
We've got Jordan. Cheeks is out there with Ainge. Then it's Thomas. And it's Rivers in at the shooting guard. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Star.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
From deep, Jordan. And that one is off. Now the West All-Stars the other way. Fat Lever with an uncanny knack for rebounding. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them. I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Olajuwon's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Malone comes in for James Worthy. Aguaya's checked in for McDaniel. And it's Johnson in for Lever. Clyde, the Clyde Drexler, soaring in for the finish.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch-up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries. Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Johnson, the pass to Aguaya. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Stolen by Cheeks. And here we go. The East with a fast break. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Jordan. Aguirre kicks to Olajuwon. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
All-Stars ball.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Malone outside. Puts it up from 12. Olajuwon, no good. And here's the East. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir. Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Drexler dishes to Malone. Johnson surveying the floor. A 3 from Maguire.
2 minutes
They
remaining
grab their own
in the
miss.
first half.
Olajuwon with incredible footwork for a big man. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. Inside. And he gets it to go. And Maurice Cheeks, Clark, the 6'1 playmaker for the Philadelphia 76ers.
His third straight All-Star appearance, and he's had a total of 4 in his what looks to be on the verge of a Hall of Fame career.
What a terrific defender.
Yes, he is.
And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan, Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athletes. Outside, Aguirre. No good on the triple.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
Back to Ainge. Thomas passes to Jordan. That's good. That's Thomas picking up the assist. Jordan's got 31 points.
You know, this is why Jordan is such an effective scorer. Picks his spots really well inside.
Back to Johnson. The dish now to Malone. And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully.
And making his All-Star debut in his 3rd year in the league, Karl Malone, one of 4 players in the NBA, averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. Michael Jordan, MJ, it really doesn't get much better than this.
There's 21 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Ainge against Johnson. Passes it to Olajuwon. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Boy, much respect for the defense of Jordan. I mean, he gives his all on this end of the floor. I mean, fantastic at getting his hands up to block shots.
James Donaldson.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East All-Stars. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
And the West All-Stars looking at who they've got.
Magic.
Lever. Is out there with Magic Johnson. Then it's Olajuwon. Then it's Malone. And it's English in at the 3 spot. The feed to Jordan. It's stolen by Olajuwon. Pass break. Here comes the West. Here's Lever. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Olajuwon. Cheeks against Johnson. Tries again. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Danny Ainge.
You know, you can't go for this if you're the defense. I mean, once Malone has you in the air, it's over. You're done.
And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
The first one falls, and the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
And both free throws good for Malone.
Well, I tell you what, if you wanted the template for the perfect power forward, it might be Karl Malone. I mean, he's got everything you want in a 4-man.
Good ball movement here by the East. Jordan kicks to Ainge. Outside, Jordan. There's the drive.
You know, once Jordan makes his move to the basket, he has no intention of stopping, which makes it hard to slow his progress.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Johnson finds Lever. The pass to English. Ball's knocked loose. Malone. And they pick up 2. Malone's got 4 points in the quarter.
And, you know, before every game, Karl Malone calls his mother back in Summerfield, Louisiana, to ask what numbers he should shoot for. Tonight, she said go for 25 and 11.
And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen. How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
Pass to Lever. To the paint. Here's Olajuwon.
Boy, that was a nice play by Olajuwon there, getting the shot off while still drawing contact.
Personal foul.
The West All-Stars have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
Shooting for the West, Hakeem Olajuwon. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Olajuwon drops them both.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here.
You know, it's not just on the players to change things up. It's up to these coaches to make the right reads as well.
the East with some changes. Ewing comes in for Doc Rivers. And it's Malone in for Cheeks. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. A nice shot by Jordan. Jordan's got 37. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly, with more guys out there.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the third official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. English the pass to Johnson. Here's the lob to the hoop. Magic Johnson delivers passes with such pinpoint accuracy. Wow.
Johnson.
And most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
So it's the West now. English on the wing. It's hauled in by Thomas.
Well, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Here's Jordan. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Jordan's got 41. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. The West All-Stars making a switch here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Elijah. Worthy comes in for Karl Malone. McDaniels checked in for English. Clyde Drexler has... And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
And here's Drexler outside. Rebound by the East All-Stars.
I'm sure he's surprised that one didn't go down.
Now a timeout called by the East. And the East with some changes. Cheeks checked in for Malone. And it's Rivers in for Ewing. This offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Everybody sharing the ball and sharing the load makes you really hard to defend.
Thomas kicks to Rivers. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got assist number 5 here tonight.
A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped. It all comes full circle for Doc. I think Jordan could do this all day long. I mean, the mid-range area is a very comfortable area for him.
Back to Johnson. Fires for 3. Good on the triple. Johnson's got 7 now in this quarter.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser. And I understand it's quite an event. Hey, when Rivers is knocking down three-pointers consistently, this team goes to another level.
Drexler kicks to Johnson. Tries from 10. Off the left rim and out. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Rivers passes to Cheeks. There's Thomas with the 3. And another 3 from the East.
And Thomas very capable of knocking down the tray. Got to respect his ability to shoot the long ball.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Worthy, no good.
They both saw the lob open up, but it just didn't quite ferment for them.
A nice shot by Jordan. Jordan's got 47 points.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. East All-Stars ahead, just dominating this one. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. Here's Thomas.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
Thomas is out there with Rivers. Then there's Ainge, and it's Michael Jordan, and it's Cheeks in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for the... And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are graped up pretty good.
And he's the technical. And the West All-Stars have possession. Bucket is good. And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taken the path less traveled for sure.
He said, "Arrivederci" to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been. Here's Lever. And Jordan sends it back. To the inside. Pass to Ainge. Good ball movement here by the East. Jordan kicks to Ainge. Danny Ainge has developed into an elite marksman.
And Danny Ainge making his All-Star debut in year 7, having the best season of his career. He went from a singles hitter in pro baseball to a long-distance laser in the NBA.
And there's the whistle, 3-second violation.
That right there is devastating. Trying to get back in the ball game, and that mistake just kills momentum.
English, he's checked in for the West.
And Commissioner David Stern in the house tonight. Since taking over 4 years ago, he's done a remarkable job helping guide this league to new unprecedented heights.
Exactly. Poked away, stolen by Thomas. Down low, Cheeks. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got assist number 11 for him here tonight. And so it's Lever who brings up the ball for the West All-Stars. One thing the league has done since Commissioner Stern has taken over, Clark, is really marketing the league around its stars. And I like that type of strategy.
I agree with you, Kevin, wholeheartedly. And what better time to highlight those great stars than tonight? Amazing talent, compelling personalities. The league is certainly on a great trajectory.
It absolutely is.
Draws the whistle and nearly gets it to fall. You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
Outside, English. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here, and we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Donaldson. Rebounded by Ainge. Ainge has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the 2nd most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Here's English, the master of the mid-range, Alex English.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in the 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. And Jordan slams it in.
Hey, when Jordan is cutting to the cup, he's locked in on throwing it down. The D doesn't have a chance at denying him that chance.
Lever, the pass to Aguirre. That fall. Great assist by Lever.
Assisted.
And the Mavericks' Mark Aguirre actually got married last night. How about that? A big weekend for the DePaul product.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Well, he's so crafty, Isaiah Thomas, and really unselfish. A pass-first point guard who knows exactly when one of his guys is open and how to get it to him.
Outside, English. Lever outside, and he lobs it up toward the rim, and stolen by Jordan. He kicks to Ainge. Back to Jordan. Launches a three. The shot's good from Ainge. Ainge has got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the East All-Stars. And here is Lever. We've got 1:28 left here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Jordan with the steal. Rivers with it. And Worthy picks him up defensively. So it's the West now. English looking around. Shot from 12. The West again cannot hit. Tries from 16, and Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got 57 points.
And when Jordan is in rhythm now, his pull-up game, deadly. Shoots it with such confidence.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Isaiah Thomas. First personal foul. First team foul.
That free throw good from Aguirre.
Shooting for
Mark Aguirre does really just about everything you would ask of him on the floor. Not much that he can't do.
So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Donaldson. McDaniel comes in for James Worthy. Drexler, he's checked in for English. And it's Johnson in for Lever.
That should put a stamp on this one.
Johnson dishes to Abdul-Jabbar. Here's Drexler. And that comes off the assist by Abdul-Jabbar.
And enjoying his finest pro season, Clyde the Glide Drexler making his second All-Star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot. Another good decision by Cheek. So smart, so controlled in everything he does on the floor.
Back to Johnson. The offensive rebound. And that one's good by Drexler.
It's never easy trying to keep him off the glass. He's an absolute beast down there.
Here's Thomas. Here's Cheeks. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
That's good. Thomas's IQ is platinum level. He's outstanding at orchestrating and facilitating the offense.
And the West All-Stars have possession. Johnson outside. Abdul-Jabbar and Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. And the dunk by Jordan.
Good for about one per game. Ainge finds his open man easily there.
Johnson outside. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
West All-Stars ball.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger.
Thanks again for coming out to tonight's game. We hope you had a fun time. Please get home safely.
You know when Michael Jordan is coming to town, you always wanted to get a good night's sleep, a good night rest, something good to eat, because you know the next day Michael Jordan is in your building and he's coming to put on a show, and you have to compete against that. Game 5 was at our place, and you know, a typical game, Eastern Conference game, a physical game, it was like a back and forth thing, the shot. You know, everybody want to talk about the shot. Chicago kept fighting, MJ kept making plays. It's at the end of the game, and we going to the timeout, and everybody talking. I was like, Coach, I want to guard MJ. Like, I got to guard MJ. There's only one player that's getting this basketball, and that's MJ. He's like, we're going to put Craig Elo on there. I'm like, and he jumped up, and Elo jumps up, Elo stops, and MJ does this to Elo. Elo comes down, and he shoots it, and it was slow motion, and it was like, he's the guy that you want the ball in his hand late in the ball game, because he's gonna win most of those ball games by himself.
All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
The Cavs try to deny Jordan the ball.
Oh, my
Elo with the steal!
goodness, the Bulls.
Michael was a different level, man. It was a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun
And a beautiful view of the famous Chicago skyline. An appropriate dramatic setting for our game today at Chicago Stadium. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation of today's game. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me, court.
You know when Michael Jordan is coming to town, you always wanted to get a good night's sleep, a good night's rest, something good to eat, because you know the next day Michael Jordan is in your building and he's coming to put on a show, and you have to compete against that. Game 5 was at our place, and you know, a typical game, Eastern Conference game, a physical game, it was like a back and forth thing, the shot. You know, everybody want to talk about the shot. Chicago kept fighting, MJ kept.
All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball.
Oh, my.
Elo with the steal.
Goodness, the Bulls throw it. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball.
Oh, my.
Elo with the steal.
Goodness, the Bulls throw. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up.
No, he misses. Cleveland has won in Game 5 in the first round. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up. It's good.
Oh,
Michael Jordan.
Wow, Coach, a Game 5 winning shot. Doug Collins off the bench, and the Bulls have won.
You can never, ever count Michael Jordan out.
Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks after dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
And a beautiful view of stunning Chicago, close by Chicago Stadium, for a much-anticipated matchup today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation of today's game. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me courtside, Clark Kellogg. And across the way on the sidelines, David Aldridge. We should be in for a great game here. Clark, it's the Chicago Bulls taking on the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
I'm ready for a good one, partner. Listen to these Chicago fans. Extremely excited to get this underway and see two All-Stars, Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan, go at it. This could be an outstanding scoring contest between these two.
You said it. Buckle in. Clark, part of what makes Wilkins and Jordan so exceptional is how many ways they can get points.
Yeah, they score a lot of different ways, Kevin. Their offensive games are really versatile and complete. They can knock down threes, hit the mid-range jumper, and you know they both can do damage at the rim.
And out there for Atlanta, Bud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright, in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W. Clearly, he's found his rhythm early in this one, looking to score whenever he can, whenever he has it.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Back to Webb. Clock at 6. From the top of the key. And that one is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way. You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Malone kicks to Rivers. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And it's in there. The number one objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
The two scoring leaders facing off. But to dig deeper, let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any, David Aldridge. DA.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan scoring will probably be the big story of the night. But there's a lot more to these guys' games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen a new focus from him on improving his rebounding. And as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
You know, David, that's an interesting point. I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multifaceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think, could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that. Nothing going for them right now. Their offense is in big trouble.
The Hawks trail by 10. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree, the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. Here's Webb. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Atlanta again missing.
Just unable to get into any kind of rhythm this quarter.
Here's Jordan. Good for the fifth time in 5 shots. He remains perfect. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan. A couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. It's Jordan with the drive. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Soaring up to the rim, Jordan makes it look so easy the way he gets off the floor. But I can tell you, that's harder than it looks.
Passes to Rivers.
2 minutes remaining in the
Wilkins surveying the defense.
Dominique Wilkins unafraid to put his body on the line, going right into that interior defense and getting himself fouled in the act.
First trip to the line for him here. That free throw good from Wilkins. So for the Hawks, Kevin Willis is checked in for contact. Clark comes in for Malone. And Smith subbed in for Spud Webb. And so he hits both. The Bulls leading by 12. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
And Atlanta has possession after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Obviously, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Clark, both apply great defensive pressure. You know, but the Hawks have some fast hands and some nice defensive skills of their own.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. I mean, you think about Doc Rivers. If the Bulls aren't careful around Rivers, he could create a lot of havoc and force a bunch of turnovers. And in a contest between two very high-scoring teams, we know every possession counts.
Yeah, Rivers is like a coach on the floor.
He really is.
Here is Carr after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. Just 5 on the clock. Smith, no good.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
Jordan passes to Grant. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Hard to corral Grant when he's focused on scoring, which is why he gets fouled.
Bulls shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And Grant drops them both. There's 49 seconds left in the first. Outside Wilkins. Back to Rivers. Smith outside. Five on the clock. Fires from the line. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Here's Jordan. He just cannot miss. 8 up, 8 in. Flawless.
From the tip, this team has flexed its muscles and shown its dominance.
Auto foul.
For Atlanta, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Free throw drops for Smith.
A low-key high riser, Kenny the Jet Smith, gets up like very few guards in the league do.
Grant dishes to Jordan. Michael Jordan's presence felt by every fan in attendance.
You can always count on Jordan. Crank it up a little bit here at home and give these Bulls fans a game worth watching.
Michael Jordan. Getting it done for Chicago. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. Back to the action in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
Grant is out there with Cartwright. Then it's Pippen, and it's Michael Jordan, and it's Paxson in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, the strength of Kevin Willis really impressive, and he does a nice job positioning for offensive rebounds.
Pass to Cartwright. Inside, kicks it out to Jordan. Open for 3, and the Bulls another 3. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Now, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkinson points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right. Now a timeout called by Atlanta.
The interior defense has been very subpar, and I bet their coach is letting them know about it.
And the Hawks making a change here. Livingston's checked in.
Livingston.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Pass to Tony. The pass to Malone. Shot clock at 6. It's Wilkins with the drive. And it's Malone missing. Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy look for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for every bucket. That's a good point. Here's Wilkins after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. Pass to Livingston. Paxson against Tony. The Hawks again can't hit.
You know, the fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
That one falls. Jordan's got 6 in the quarter.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow, and it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in it, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too. The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too. Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Now, here is Webb.
Horace Grant, second personal foul. First. Team foul.
And in the second. Quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Kicks to Webb. Dishes it to Wilkins. 6 on the shot clock. With the drive.
Solid. Defense from Carr right there, using his size and instincts to stay on top of the shooter.
First personal
Carr,
foul.
he's checked in for
First
Atlanta.
team foul. Coming onto the floor for the Hawks, Antoine Carr.
And here are the Bulls now. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Back to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Contact's checked in for Moses Malone.
Now in the lineup for the Hawks, John Contact.
They can't seem to stop anything right now.
Yeah, you know, it's starting to bubble over emotionally. Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about, Clark, everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. And the Hawks making a change here. Smith has checked in.
Coming onto the floor for the Hawks.
And there's a minute 45 left now here in the second. Wilkins kicks to Webb. Releases from 15. The shot missing. And the Bulls going the other way now. Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the 4th consecutive season.
And Kevin, I think that speaks obviously the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
Here's Wilkins after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. Webb against Paxson. 6 to shoot. Webb the pass to Contact. To the middle. And the slam dunk by Pippen.
Taking flight, Scottie Pippen going upstairs.
59 seconds left in the second quarter. Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for them.
And they need to recover as soon as possible. Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses. They've done a nice job keeping the intensity up, starting to pull away now.
Wilkins outside. Pass to Smith, trying to end the drought. Atlanta gets it back. Here's Concat. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
Concat put that one right back where it came from. Good for a handful of boards per game is the big fella.
Pippen, the pass to Jordan. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the half. He gets that one.
Boy, are they locked in on offense, knocking down every shot right now.
Now, here is Webb. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Wilkins wide open, and he fires. A three-pointer off the mark. Good if it goes. That shot, no good. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Bulls just dominating this one. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep.
And Atlanta has possession. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Michael Jordan.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Moses Malone. Webb out there with Rivers, and it's Concat. And it's Wilkins in at the small forward. Outside Wilkins. Poked loose and stolen by Jordan. And he finishes nicely on the way. Jordan's got 40 points. We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders. On both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Both are fun to watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right. On that, nailed from three-point land.
Really smooth shot that time from MJ beyond the arc. Hawks can't afford to let him get it going from the three-point line.
Now here's Wilkins. He's got 6. And here we go. Oh, Jordan taking flight.
And they have not let up. They are still in attack mode despite their sizable lead.
So it's the Hawks now. Here's Webb. No points in the game yet for him. Malone, good.
Malone owns the paint area of the floor. Nobody coming in there messing with him.
Pippen finds Jordan. Back to Pippen. This one for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got 6 assists in the game.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Very comfortable and confident from this range. Doc Rivers connected.
Here's Chicago. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
Willis, he checked in for the Hawks. Rivers with it. Now guarded by Jordan. Rivers kicks to Wilkins. To the paint, Malone. Lays it up off the glass. Malone's got 8 points. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. Shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
He's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Hawks passing it around. Up top, Rivers. Defended by Pippen. And the shot goes in. Rivers has got 4 points this quarter. Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can. Shot from the top of the key. Bill Cartwright grabs the rebound.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there. Really crafty play that time by Jordan. Good decision. The defense was locked in on him, so he gave it away.
Atlanta with the ball. Webb the pass to Rivers. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Grant's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right.
Well, I love how aggressive Webb is. Although he's undersized, very much so, he still finds a way to draw contact. These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
And he knocks down the first one. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Carr, he's checked in for Malone. Livingston comes in for Dominique Wilkins. And it's Tony in for Rivers.
You know, Webb is known for being a high flyer. Despite being just 5'6", this guy can get up in the air like very few can. And he knows how to put on the show. He's an entertainer, a high flyer, but he's also a pretty well-rounded player, too.
Smith checked in for Webb. Jordan against Smith. Pass to Livingston. Over Cartwright. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. We've got 1:28 left in the third.
Ball is turned over. Hawks ball.
Here's Smith.
Hey, get on Smith.
He dishes it to Tony. Here's Willis, and it's Willis finishing it off.
From ultra short range.
Yeah, you know, Clark, it doesn't get any closer than that, literally.
Nope.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Atlanta ball.
Here's Smith. Now the pass to Willis. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
It's not that hard to spot an illegal screen.
It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is.
Here's Jordan. It's good from the top of the key. Jordan's got 53.
He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
Down low. The shot's good from Paxson.
Found the crease, took advantage, and got it in close.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Passes it to Livingston. Pass to Willis. Over Paxson, and Willis gets it to go. Willis has got 4 this quarter.
With the rock inside, hey, Willis has one thing on his mind. Let's go to work.
Pass to Cartwright. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Jordan dishes to Pippen, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Atlanta ball.
Atlanta with the ball.
Hey, yo, get on Kenny.
Smith outside. The pass to Willis. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. For 3, Paxson. And so it's Chicago, able to put on a show for the ages. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We've got more in store for you right after this. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the 4th quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it. Atlanta with the ball.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
They've got Paxson. Grant is out there with Pippen. It's Michael Jordan, and it's Cartwright in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. Left side, Pippen. Jordan against Smith. Trying to get open as Pippen. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
That one drops for him. Jordan's got 57 points.
All too easy for Jordan. Just unfazed by anything the defense throws at him. He's got an answer.
Smith outside. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts.
Now, here's Jordan. Antoine Carr grabs the miss. Smith against Jordan. Pulls it from the elbow. And it's Clark. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Love the willingness to make that extra pass, and it has the defense in the scramble mode.
Chicago. It's a special matchup. And feeling a little extra electricity from Michael Jordan in this one. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Here's Concap. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's Jordan. That fall. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen. Pippen's got 4 assists in the game.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Koncak and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
Good on the triple.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
From deep, Jordan drills it from outside. Jordan's got 11 points in the quarter. Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battles you fight and which ones you let go and how you carry yourself as a pro and all of the nuances of playing in the NBA. Good veterans can help young players set the tone for the rest of their careers.
That's a great answer. And the Hawks with possession. Smith the pass to Carr. He kicks it to Tony. The Hawks working the ball around to the inside. Here's Livingston. He's covered by Grant. Inside, just 5 to shoot. His first shot coming late, and he overshot that one, missing.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Grant inside, really willing to fight for his territory, going hard against the defensive contact to get the finish.
Here's Paxson. Jordan the pass to Carter. Grant dishes to Pippen. Good, and Grant gets the assist. Pippen's got 25 points.
Ever since halftime, they have been parked out at the arc, dropping bomb after bomb.
Back to Tony. Here's Concap. He is guarded by Cartwright. And the rejection by Pippen.
Pippen putting in the work to get there for the denial. That was really a nice hustle play.
And the Hawks making a change here. Willis is checked in.
Willis.
Shot clock at 6 to stop the run. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
So consistent with the jump shot. Smith with a compact, repeatable textbook motion.
Kicks it to Pippen. Wants to get it to Jordan and does. Grant the pass to Jordan. For 3, Paxson. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
MJ finding his man right there.
Paxson's gone 67% from the field, 4 of 6. And it's Smith missing.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jordan the pass to Cartwright. Open for 3. A three-pointer is right on target.
Not coasting to victory. They're running through the tape. Run through that finish line.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Tony kicks to Smith. Back to Tony. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Smith missing again.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one. Boy, Paxson absorbing the contact, but still getting the shot off. That's just good, tough basketball there.
At the line for Chicago, John Paxson, taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
For this team, John Paxson is a guy you can rely on. Runs the offense well, can shoot it as well, and pretty solid defensively, too.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball.
And the Hawks with possession here. Willis the pass to Smith. Here's Livingston. Can they get it? He's off on that one. And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight. But looking beyond just the 2 stars, Clark, as you like to say, this was a team win.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, Jordan cleared and made the way, but the rest of the Bulls did a terrific job keeping up with him and putting a lot of pressure on them.